So think Frisco is too expensive to call home? Well, think again. What if there were a few neighborhoods where you could still find a solid house under $600,000 right here in one of North Texas' most desirable cities? Today, I'll break down some of the most affordable neighborhoods in Frisco in 2025, each one offering a different lifestyle, from brand new homes with builder incentives to established areas with big yards and multiple community pools. I'll even show you real listings so you can picture what your money gets right now. Let's start with a spot that's walkable, family-friendly, and still building brand new homes for less than $500,000. So let's start with Hazelwood. It's one of the last new construction communities in Frisco that's under $600,000. There's also Villages on Main, so you can ask me about that as well. But Hazelwood is right by the PGA. So talk about equity and growth in the next couple of years as Fields West is being built. Now they're townhomes, and they do have single family homes in this same neighborhood, but CB Jenny is building townhomes, and guys, they're stunning. But one of them's listed right now at $470,000. And so I just think getting into Hazelwood, right, walkable to the PGA at under $500,000 is an amazing thing, because it's so hard and very rare to be able to do that in new construction right now in North Frisco surrounding the PGA. They've got smart home packages, energy efficient appliances are really standard. Zoned to Frisco ISD, which we all know is highly rated and sought after. Some of the neighborhood amenities, they're gonna have a resort style pool. They have walking trails. Remember that Frisco has that interconnected 30 miles of walking trails. They've got open green space and play areas for your kiddos. It's actually located just off the Dallas North Tollway. It does take a little bit more to get to Hazelwood than, say, the Fields or Brookside South, Brookside North. You have to go down some different roads. So if getting to the highway is one of your main things, then let me know, because we might look at a different area. But to get in under 500, brand new construction, Frisco ISD by the PGA, you can't beat this area. Less than 10 minutes to get to the Star, to get to Stonebriar Mall. To Legacy West, you're probably looking at 15 minutes, but it's really easy to get to those areas. It's walkable to parks and definitely that whole planned PGA area, eventually Fields West. Obviously, Frisco's crime rate is really low. We were rated the second safest city in the nation by Forbes magazine. And this particular subdivision is really great, and these townhomes are really great for first-time homebuyers, because what's going to happen is you're going to buy this townhome, even if a townhome is not your dream home. These in Hazelwood, because they're going to appreciate so much because of how close they are to the Fields West, it's a great starter home. Buy it, live there for 3 to 5 years, and then use the equity. Equity is money you don't have to actually work for. You don't go into a job and work and build equity, okay? That it naturally happens. So buying a townhome in Hazelwood under 500 or right at 500, letting it appreciate over the next 3 to 5 years, selling it, taking that equity out and using that as the down payment to your dream home. That money essentially is free to you because it's just gained as you live in an up and coming area. So it is a fabulous house hack on how to get into your dream home if you're willing to live in a townhome for 3 to 5 years. Plus, they're stunning, so you will fall in love. So if you're trying to stay under 600 and you want something brand new, then Hazelwood really is the no-brainer choice here. It's modern, well located, and actually affordable in my opinion. So next up is a community where homes are bigger, trees are taller, and the neighborhood comes with a lazy river. The next neighborhood is Hunters Creek. It's on the far east side of Frisco. It actually borders Frisco and McKinney. It's right there on the line, and it's super close to 121. We definitely have multiple tolls around here. We've got the Dallas North Tollway that runs north and south, and then we've got 121. It runs east and west. It's a little slanted, but those are the two major highways around Frisco, and it sits right north of 121. So if you need to be on the highway fast and zip to your job, then Hunters Creek could be the perfect location for you. It is an older development, and these homes are going to be anywhere from $600,000 all the way up to $1 million. So we are on kind of the upper end of that $500,000 range, but I still wanted to point it out because it's a really great option for an older neighborhood that is grown and mature, and you could find some good deals because some of them need to be renovated. They were built in the early 2000s. You are going to get the maturer trees. Like with the PGA and the fields and all that new development, you're getting baby trees. And so if you love the growth of trees and walking down sidewalks with, maturity, then Hunters Creek is perfect. You're going to get larger yards. You're going to get more square footage for your money over in Hunters Creek because it is further east. They do have a resort style pool with a little lazy river, and that's a lot of fun. They've got a clubhouse, playgrounds, walkable trails, just like I've said in all of Frisco. And it is zoned to Frisco ISD, so you don't have to worry about that. You're getting A-rated schools. It's definitely close to shopping. Like I said, 121 for speed of getting anywhere fast, and it's family oriented. So I've got a couple of listings here for Hunters Creek that I just want to show you guys what you'd be getting for the price tag that is attached. This house is 2,600 square feet, okay? 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a half bath. So 2.5 baths, 2-car garage. It's listed for $595. And I wanted you guys to see visually what $595,000 is bringing in Hunters Creek. This one's currently under contract, but it just went under contract. But you can kind of see what that value is. And then the next one I wanted to show you guys is actually 2,900 square feet. So almost 3,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath for $679. So it is on the higher level of what I've been talking about, but I still wanted you guys to see it. And remember, this house hasn't sold yet, so we don't know what it's actually going to sell for, but I wanted you to see what it's listed for, what it looks like on the inside, and the square footage that you would be getting for that price tag. People don't realize you can still get over 3,000 square feet, a lazy river, Frisco ISD, all for the low 600s. So if that's what you're looking for, then Hunters Creek is your subdivision. So now let's head right into the heart of Frisco. It's a central location with serious convenience and guys, homes in the 400,000s. So now we're gonna talk about Preston Vineyards. These homes average from the high 300s all the way up to the high 600s. What's great about Preston Vineyards is you're right close to downtown Frisco. And remember, if you've watched any of my other videos, downtown's getting a $70 million makeover as we speak. So we've never had the greatest downtown, and they really wanted to put a lot of money into it to bring it up to the level that it really needs to be at. And so you're gonna be really close to the HEB, you're gonna be really close to the soccer stadium, the tollway, Frisco Square, a lot of great amenities from Preston Vineyards. So homes were starting to be built in Preston Vineyards in the early 2000s. And so again, this might need some updating, but you're still getting into Frisco in the high 300s all the way up to the high 600s. So it is a great place for a starter home for people that want to get into Frisco, also Frisco ISD. And some of the homes are actually walkable to the elementary school. It's ideal for commuters. You can get to the highway really fast, and it's just accessible to most everything in Frisco because it's really centrally located. So I have printed out some houses that are actually available right now, and I just want to talk to you guys about them. So first, we have one that is 1,600 square feet. May not be the biggest house, but again, we're talking about the more economically priced homes in Frisco. 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car garage for $389,000. People don't believe me that you can still get into Frisco single-family home in the high 300s. It's here right in front of my face. And if you guys want more information on that, I can let you know. So again, some of these photos I'm going to show you, you might see that some updates might be needed, but you can do that along the way and increase the value in the home, or you can leave it that way. You may love it, and that's totally fine. Another one that's in the lakes of Preston Vineyards, which is still that same subdivision, $399,000. It's almost 1,900 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath with a 2-car garage. And the reason I point out garages is because you do get hail here every year. It's not an if, it's simply a when. So I always encourage everyone to try to get a garage if that fits your budget. But all the homes typically all the homes I present to you are going to have those 2-car garages. So you cannot beat this location. If you want to live in the middle of it all, but still under $500,000, then Preston Vineyards completely nails it. All right, so are we ready for maybe something a little more scenic? Let's talk about the Trails. I've got to tell you, the Trails is one of my favorite subdivisions in all of Frisco. It's close to a golf course, but the prices are still well within the reach of that $500,000 mark. So homes typically list in the mid 400s and go up all the way over $1 million. The Trails is a large master planned community and has multiple pools, walking trails. It's actually got its elementary inside the Trails, and then the junior high is just across Teal Road, which is a major road, but there's a crosswalk there. It's got pockets, all right? So you can get something in the 400s, and then there's different communities within the master plan communities, and some of them are way more expensive. So it just depends on where you fall in your price point for homes. The Trails also were built in the early 2000s. And so there are so many of them that have those taupey, early 2000s colors. And so you might get a better deal. And then every single house I see in the Trails that's renovated, they go like that. And they go for really high dollar because they're harder to find. So you could have that perspective of, oh, I can get into the Trails in the 400s and then slowly update it over time, knowing that that value in your house is growing and growing and growing. Plus, the Trails about a mile from where Fields West is going to be. So you're going to be able to get to Fields West super fast. You could probably even walk there. It would take probably 15 minutes to walk, but just know that Fields West being built will still affect the value in the Trails, and it will go up. So some of the amenities I've already said: multiple pools, tennis courts, playgrounds, walking paths, ponds. It's just a really beautiful and quaint neighborhood. Gorgeous tree-lined streets. Zoned to Wakeland High School. That's one of my favorite high schools, mainly because it's been around longer and my nephews went there, and so there's some nostalgia there on Wakeland High School, but it's just super competitive in its academics and very highly rated. Now, residents really do love the community feel of the Trails, and it's actually pretty sought after to get in there because it's got such economic end of it in that 400,000 mark. Some of the homes do back up to green belts if that's what you're wanting. They're harder to find, but they are there. And of course, you can get to Dallas North Tollway pretty quickly, and it still gives you that community feel, that master planned feel, walkability to the schools, and then super close to Fields West. So I do have some actual examples to show you guys. I want to first of all point out this house is 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and it's almost 1,600 square feet. So it's a little bit on the smaller side, but for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, that's a really great size. And it's $460,000. So think about it. You can be in the Trails, walkable to the elementary and the junior high, feeding into Wakeland High School, walkable to Fields West if that's where you want to go, all for $460,000. Now that's the list price. I'm not saying you can't get it for cheaper. There's all about negotiation, so just let me know because that's what we do. But I wanted you guys to see the price tag on some of these houses. The next one is actually almost 1,700 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and it's $464 right now. I just wanted you guys to see what the insides looked like, see what those price tags are, and how affordable it can be to get into Frisco and to get into those great schools. So the Trails definitely feels like a luxury community, but homes are still priced under $500,000 with pools, Trails, Frisco ISD. It's just a rare combo. All right, last one I'm going to highlight, and this one is right down the street from the PGA. It's going to be right down the street from Fields West, the future Universal Studios, but you can still get in under $600,000 for now. So let me show you. So the last neighborhood I want to talk about is Panther Creek, and this is on the east side of Frisco, but close to the PGA. The Fields is on Panther Creek Parkway. Panther Creek subdivision is also on Panther Creek Parkway. It's very close. It's just driving to the other side of the tollway. So I want you guys to kind of visually be able to see where Panther Creek is in relation relationship to the PGA, because I do think that its value will be affected by the building of Fields West. So you're looking at houses in the 400s, all right, and they're gonna go all the way up to the $1 million mark in this area as well. And so you've got great walking trails, you've got pools, very similar to the trails. It's a more mature community built in the early 2000s. So you have the thriving trees and the walkability amongst the neighborhood. And it's really close to Preston Road, and Preston runs north and south through Frisco and has everything on it that you would ever need. Restaurants, shopping malls, places to work out, your dry cleaners, everything that you would need is on Preston, and you're literally a stone's throw away from Preston. I think highly of Panther Creek to the degree that I actually have a rental house in Panther Creek, if that tells you anything about the subdivision. All right, so I have a couple of houses I just kind of want to go over so that you can see pricing, what they look like, size. So the first one, it's actually almost 3,000 square feet, guys. That's a pretty big house. 4-bedroom, 3 full baths for $410,000. You just don't see that very often in Frisco. And so that's why I really want you guys to know where these houses are, where these subdivisions are. If you're looking to get into Frisco at a lower price, these are the subdivisions for you. The next one is actually it's 2,200 square feet, a little over that, but it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage for $469,000. And you'll see the pictures, you'll see the differences. They were both built in the early 2000s, right at 2005. So maybe some updating is needed, but you may love it. You may love those colors and the cabinetry and the, whether it's got granite in it or not. So just know that these subdivisions are all amazing and just super well priced. So I just think that knowing the safety of Frisco, knowing the school system and all the things, getting in at that $410,000. Now again, we don't know what this house is going to sell for. It's still on the market, but knowing that Panther Creek is going to get you that low 400s at almost 3,000 square feet is insane, and you guys need to be looking at that. So if you're looking to buy a home in Frisco or anywhere in North Dallas and you want that under 600,000 sweet spot, shoot me a text or call me at the number on your screen or drop me a comment. I'd love to help you find the right fit, walk you through current listings, and even tour a few with you. Let's make sure your next move is the right one for you. And if you're still deciding where to land in the Dallas area, you're gonna wanna check out this next video. I rank the best and worst neighborhoods in all of Dallas. Some of the results might surprise you. Click on the video to get all the details.